I really wanted to talk to you this week because it's a difficult subject, this, for me as a white man to raise. But I saw this house Negro head of AFRICOM, a black African American, threaten to kill the great leader of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore. And it made me so mad, I reached out for Nico House for a point of view on it. Did you see it? And what do you think of it?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, let me say congratulations, George, on all the success that you've been having. It's well-deserved. I mean, from the guests to the topics that you cover, I feel like it's not really that many people giving so much diversity. And I know that Piers Morgan is trying his best to copy you, but, you know, it doesn't quite hit the same when you're not as dedicated to the truth as a presenter as you are. So let me just say congratulations on that. And yeah, absolutely. I saw Lingley's comments about Ibrahim, how he's supposedly using the gold reserves to provide his own private security. And let me just say, first of all, that's not true. Second of all, if it was true, let's be honest, wouldn't it be somewhat justified considering the fact that they continue to make attempts on his life? I mean, they just recently made another failed attempt on his life. That's probably why they're upset and why they're now going out of their way to bring it to the attention of the national public, to try and create this narrative, not unlike what we saw happen with Libya and Gaddafi, because Ibrahim has had that type of impact in West Africa when we're talking about not only uplifting Burkina Faso, but then uniting West African countries like Mali and Niger so that they can combat Western imperialism and the NATO allies that try to oppress them.
Well, that's right. His own bodyguards were offered $5 million to kill him. Now, it's no coincidence that the money involved was dollars. The United States and France are determined to do to Captain Traore what they did to so many others. In Burkina Faso, to the great Thomas Sankara, in the Congo, to the great Patrice Lumumba, and so many other leaders that they have dispensed with extreme prejudice because their own interests were threatened by an African leader who's actually governing in the interests of his own people and not of the empire.
I love Africa. It's so difficult to watch Ibrahim, I can't even say his name, Traore, in his speeches and not be absolutely like shaken to the core at the absolute dedication he has to his people. And of course, that's a threat. That's a threat to colonialists. That's a threat to the West. Having anyone who is able to gather people that were ultimately very divided in a very large continent is a threat. If you don't know, Ibrahim has already survived over a dozen assassination attempts. I think it was like 18 or something. And of course, France is threatening him. He has taken upon himself in Burkina Faso to build roads. He is putting in the infrastructure. He's taken it away from private companies to ensure there's no corruption through there. And they are on the ground building roads right now, building the infrastructure that Africa deserves. He has taken control over their own resources. And of course, this is a huge threat because these colonialist nations like France, they profit off of exploiting Africa, and they always have. A continent as rich in resources and culture like Africa, being independent and being free and being able to profit for its people, oh my God, now that's a whole new world.
What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share and also comment. So guys, right now I can tell you that the white people, they have also come out and joined Ibrahim Traore army. This is shocking to me because I've never seen any majority of the white people coming out and support our African leader. But this time also the white people all over the Western countries, they have decided to come out and they are protecting and they are warning their leaders not to try do anything bad to our African president, that it is Ibrahim Traore. So kindly guys, watch this video of how white people all over the world, they came out and they are protecting Ibrahim Traore. So kindly guys, watch this, then I'll be back with more comments.
Just need to do a quick update on this guy, Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Because you remember how yesterday I did a video on how The United States General Michael Langley was in Congress saying this.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
Many of you in that video were pointing out how he stuttered all the way through that sentence. I mean, he provided no evidence of what he was saying, did he? It was almost like he didn't really believe what he was saying. Well, the latest is just around about the same time as General Langley was saying that, and around about the same time as protests suddenly organically sprung up in France calling for Ibrahim Traore's arrest, there was yet another coup attempt foiled in Burkina Faso. A significant coup attempt targeting the leadership of Burkina Faso has been thwarted, according to an announcement by Security Minister Mahamadou Sanaa. Is it Sanaa or Sanaa on national television? Let me know in the comments below. The failed plot involves several active military personnel and former members of the armed forces. And as you can see there, it was planned for around April the 16th, just a few days before Langley was saying his script on the Senate floor. These Western nations, their leaders, are showing Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, and the sovereignty of these countries in Africa absolutely no respect whatsoever. Just listen to the way Macron talked about Ibrahim Traore just a few months ago and how Traore responded.
He also insulted all Africans.
I think they forgot to say thank you to us. It's not a big deal. It will come with time.
There is a part that caught my attention where he talked about ingratitude.
Gratitude, I am well aware, is a non-transmissible disease to humans.
He is human. Our ingratitude is not transmissible to him. This is how this gentleman sees Africa, sees Africans. We are not human. In his eyes, I think that if he is not an atheist and he prays, every morning when he wakes up and prays, he should also pray to the Africans. Because it is thanks to our ancestors that there is a France today. He should pray to us.
Yes, that's right. Macron, after decades of France basically stealing the reserves and the gold from Burkina Faso, they still hold some of Burkina Faso's gold, by the way, and won't give it back. He says that Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore should thank them for doing it. The chutzpah! Meanwhile, other nations, such as Russia, are building ties with Burkina Faso and showing Ibrahim Traore nothing but respect. This is him meeting Vladimir Putin in 2023, and since that meeting, Russia have reopened the embassy in Burkina Faso and the ties have become stronger and stronger. And look how the people of Burkina Faso reacted when they heard that Ibrahim Traore was coming back and landing back in the airport from that meeting. Watch this. Thousands of them went to meet him. Thousands. His people absolutely love him. As I explained in the video yesterday, it's no wonder when you consider the reforms that he's made to healthcare and education and how he's absolutely revolutionised the agricultural industry. You know, to my knowledge, just in the last 3 years alone, there has been at least 20 either coup attempts or assassination attempts that have failed in Burkina Faso and on this man's life. And as many people pointed out in the comments of my video yesterday, we, in the world, good people of this world, we need to protect this man at all costs.
If you don't know who Ibrahim Traore is, I highly recommend that you pick up some books and learn things about places that you have not been to, but that likely somewhere in your lineage, someone you are related to has helped in the pillaging of that country. As a diasporic African, I would like to just give a word of caution to everybody in the West. Because Y'all have had privilege and luxury for a very long time, and you don't realize it because at the same time, simultaneously, you have also lived in poverty and deprivation. And most of that depravity happens to be in education. You've been heavily deprived of the gift of actual education and knowledge and history and culture. So I want to share with all of you something, because right now there is still something called NATO. And right now, colonizers still want to maintain power and still want to remain in control of the situation that is collapsing extremely quickly and not in their favor. And as people who are part of the core of the empire, currently I am speaking to specifically North Americans, Canadians, Americans, but even somewhat to some of the Europeans. A lot of African countries have mandatory draft. I need you to think about this. I need you to go online and Google the different populations in Africa. And I need you to look up this, because they have something called a mandatory military draft, where at the very least, most of the capable men of the population are put into intensive military service and training for a period of time, and then remain essentially on reserve if they're called back. And on that note, I'd like you to look up how many successful military missions Canada and the United States were involved in. I'll give you a minute to look it up. You can pause and come back. But if you do some math, okay, and you watch what the West is doing and the threats that they are giving Ibrahim Traore, and the fact that we as Africans are telling you that having been totally screwed over and watching many of our governments get toppled over and over and over, this is not a one-time thing, by Western colonialist countries, and seeing all of us say united in one, one continent, so multiple countries with mandatory military drafting, okay? Military service. Seeing all of those people come and say, you fuck with Ibrahim, you fucking with all of us? And I say this as a displaced individual in the West from Africa. Baby, the West is on the losing side. Big time. And y'all were worried about like double W3 being with Russia or China or whatever. This will include both of those countries and an entire continent. Potentially a lot of Asian countries too. So if you think your letters and your screaming have not been making a lot of dents with your government officials, I think it's time to panic and, act with a little bit more urgency. Because none of y'all are ready for this. Word for the wise.
Burkina Faso was formerly colonized by France and has an abundance of gold in natural resources. Traore pushed out Western influence, including the mine owners, who are French mine owners in Burkina Faso. France wanted to reestablish relations with Burkina Faso, and if you've seen Macron giving a pretty ridiculous speech trying to say one day they'll thank us for helping them, No, they just wanted you to leave them alone. Anyway, Traore said that in order to reestablish relations with France, that France is going to have to return all of the gold that they have stolen from Burkina Faso's mines, and all of this gold that they have is sitting in reserves in France. France is trying to say that that gold is theirs. It comes from mines in France. There are no gold mines in France. So now the US is getting involved. And we can all guess what those claims are going to be. Now we're seeing the claim, oh, he's stealing all the gold for himself and he's not helping his people. The next they're going to be like, we need to bring democracy to Burkina Faso. Like those typical things that the US says in order to manufacture consent for invasion and ultimately backing a coup, which I'm sure they have already tried. Them, France, and anybody else who benefits from the gold exploitation of African nations, which includes those fake Muslim countries like the UAE. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that. But there's a reason why a lot of these nations are not coming to the aid of Palestinians and are also thriving off of the exploitation of natural resources from nations in Africa. Anyway, I'm hoping this gets picked up by American TikTok, but we'll see. And as we go along, you're probably going to hear a lot of comparisons of Thomas Sankara to Ibrahim Traore. Sankara was a leader almost exactly like Traore around 1970s in Burkina Faso. I have one of his speeches pinned on my profile. I'm going to make a part 2 sharing what I know about Sankara because I understand this is 2 minutes and that might be a little bit too long for people's attention span.
France occupied Burkina Faso for generations. They stole gold and uranium, billions of dollars of resources for pennies on the dollar, while the people of Burkina Faso suffered. But Burkina Faso's new revolutionary leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, says no more. Traore has kicked out all of the French troops from his country in Africa. He has banned exports of gold to Paris, and he has dropped French as the official language of Burkina Faso. It's a total cultural, political, and economic reset. Now, obviously, French President Emmanuel Macron is kind of upset with all of this. He has made his position known. And President Traore beautifully responded. He said, if anyone is ungrateful, it is him, Emmanuel Macron. France exists today thanks to our ancestors. They should pray for us. And Burkina Faso is making it clear that this is not about some attack on France. This is about independence and sovereignty. Just last week, Burkina Faso's President Traore decided to release 4 French spies who were guilty of attempting to commit a coup against the president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, in 2022. The message is clear. Burkina Faso is not the pawn of France or the Dutch or the United States anymore, but forgiveness is also at the heart of their revolution. Traore says that this is not just a split, it is a revolution with global ripples. I couldn't have said it better myself.
You guys know what I hate? It's the fact that they are going to use a black man to try to eliminate our hero. The African hero, the living hero right now is Ibrahim Traore, who is improving the lives of Africans, the lives of Burkina Faso in West Africa, okay? And they're gonna try to use the tactic they did when our beloved Obama, President Barack Obama, had to eliminate Gaddafi in 2011. Ugh, I hate seeing it. I hate seeing it. I know many African American would not back this man right here. But let this serve as a reminder that it does not matter who sits on the presidency in the United States. They will always put U.S. interests first. That's what they did with Gaddafi. Look at Libya. Where's Libya right now? A tragic. Did it improve because Gaddafi was eliminated? No. It just set the continent of Africa backwards because he was very proud Pan-Africanist and tried to move past the neo-colonialism that Africa today is still fighting. He was willing to challenge the West. We're seeing that happening right now. So stay alert and do not believe whatever narrative is being put out there by by the Western media, because this guy truly is a hero. And as long as he stay alive, we can see a shift that actually benefits Africans as whole. Because if you simply trade fairly, Africa is so rich. We have gold, diamond, copper, you name it, it's all there in the continent of Africa. And it's just being misused, it's being looted, and anyone that actually wanting for the people of Africa to benefit, it's always a threat to the West. So stay alert and let's continue speaking so they know that we cannot be fooled like how we were fooled in 2011. Many Africans still grieve the death of Gaddafi. Although I will say, I did run into a few Libya, and they don't have a lot of nice things to say about Gaddafi, so I'm not too sure, and I can respect their opinion from afar. But overall, keep an eye on our living legend for now, because he's literally the only hope we have as Africans abroad and in the continent. So stay woke.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video. So many of the white people, they have come out and they are supporting Ibrahim Traore. These people also, it seems like they also white people, they are really tired of seeing how their leaders, they are destabilizing and some of the things that they are doing to our African leaders. And for me, I can tell you that it has reached to a point whereby we as all people, no matter the black people, no matter the white people in the world, we need to unite, we need to come together, because the only thing that it is different from us human being, it is the color, because we are having the same blood. When you see the blood of the black person, it is red. When you see the blood of a white person, it is also red. So this is tell you that the only different, it is the color, but we are all human being. We are all having two eyes, we are all having one mouth, we are all having the same hand. So this is tell you that we are all human being. And for me, seeing for the first time the white people coming out and supporting African leader, it is so shocking to me. And for me, I can tell you that it is like also the white people, they are really tired seeing African and black people suffering. For me, I can tell you that this revolution of black people, it is going to be big, and also it is going to influence also the white people. It is also going to expose the white leaders who they have coming out and assassinating and destroy our black leader, because for a very long time this has been the it has been the history of the white people. Whenever the white leaders, they are seeing our black leader, he is brave, the leader is doing the good thing to his people, the leader is leading his people how it's supposed to be, these white leaders, they usually come out and say, no, this leader is not a good leader, he's a bad leader, he's a dictator. No, but right now we have seen what Ibrahim Traore is doing, because the Western people, especially United States and France, they came out and say that Ibrahim Traore is a dictator. Ibrahim Traore is using the goal of Burkina Faso to protect himself, but we all know that that one, it is a lie. And because of the help of the TikTok and this online media, it has helped Ibrahim Traore to tell the world that to show the world some of the things that he is doing to Burkina Faso. So when these people, they are coming out with all this lie, the internet, it is exposing them and telling them that no, Ibrahim Traore is not a dictator. Ibrahim Traore is not using the goal of Burkina Faso to protect himself. But the reality, it is Ibrahim Traore, he is using the goal of Burkina Faso to build his country. He is creating more jobs in Burkina Faso. We have seen Ibrahim Traore, he has made educational free. Do you know what it entails to make educational free to all children in Burkina Faso? It is because also they are using their goal to facilitate the educational system in their country. They are using the goal to create more jobs. They are using their own goal to build their own country. But coming out and say Ibrahim Traore Traore is a dictator. We haven't seen any dictator who is developing a country like that, like how Ibrahim Traore is doing. So these are some of the good things that Ibrahim Traore is doing, and the Western people, they are so angry and they are coming out with a false allegation that saying that Ibrahim Traore is a dictator. And also that one, it has made also the white people to come out and say, no, our leaders, our white leaders, they are not getting it right. So they have come out and also send a warning to their leaders not to say lies against a leader who is working according to the will of the people. So for me, coming out and see majority of white people also supporting our black leader, it is for me to tell me that also some of the white people, they are tired with how their leaders, they have been doing to the black people. And for me, I can tell you that these are some of the support and some of the things, some of the support that we black people, we are also want, because we are black people. We black people, we never interfere with the white people leaders. We black people, we have never come out and threatened the white leaders. No, we haven't do anything like that. We have never gone to an extent of taking resources and some of the things to this way to the Western countries. These people, they cannot even allow us. You can see we are having some of our countries, some of our African country, they are still having the militaries, the Western militaries in our country, the colonialism, the colonials military in our country. But these people, they cannot allow our military to be in their country. So for me seeing all these people coming out and support Ibrahim Traore, for me, I can tell you that it is a good move to us black people. So what I can tell the white people also to start making anything right. We know what their leaders, they did to us black people during slavery. All things that they taken here, they need also to return, because right now it is like these people, they are supporting us also so that they can also make sure that us black people will forgive them for the things that they have been doing to us black people. But for me, I can tell you that supporting us, it is not a bad thing for you white people. Also, you need also to return some of the good, some of the stolen things that their leaders, they stole from here in Africa. Because when you guys, you want to support us, when you guys, you want to help us, you need to return our lost things, which these things, they are in their country, in the museum. So these people, they need to start returning these things, to the stolen things, the treasury things that they stole from here in Africa. And also these people, they need to pay reparation, they need to pay black reparation, so that we can also start forgiving them for the things that they did to us black people. Because for a very long time, our African countries, they have been asking for this slavery reparation. They need to pay us for the damage that they did. They need to compensate the families that they destroy during slavery. So, and also these people, they need to come out and apologize for the things that they have been doing to us black people. They also need to return our black history. They need also to make sure that Africa, it is free, not give us a free independent, not to give us a fake freedom. We need our African country to be free, and because of that, we can be having a good relationship with these Western countries. So for me, I can tell you that Ibrahim Traore has become a symbol of unity to some point, whereby he's being supported with all people because of the things that he's doing. I can tell you that Ibrahim Traore is not a politician. This is a God-sent leader. This is how a leader is supposed to be, because we are having for a very long time as our African country, we have been having our leaders who have stayed in power for more than 20 years, for more than 40 years, for more than 30 years, but they haven't done anything good like how Ibrahim Traore is doing. So seeing Ibrahim Traore making a big move to his country in a short period of time that he has been a leader, for me, it is telling us that this is how our black people need to do, and this is how our black people needs to work. And that's why the Western people, the Western leaders, they fear Ibrahim Traore a lot, because they are going to they know that when Ibrahim Traore will continue to do this, this some of the things that he's doing to his country, he's going to influence some of the African country. And these people, they want to take down Ibrahim Traore before he has started to influence some of the African country. So kindly guys, thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share, and also comment. See you in my next one. Bye bye.